Hey guys, this week we are doing Words of Grace from Isaiah 53, and in our Words of Grace book, Lee Nipper, which is Julia's dad, wrote a wonderful devotional about the prophecy about Jesus that comes from Isaiah 53. And I just want to key in just for a moment on just the very beginning, verse 2. Speaking about Jesus prophetically, it says, "He grew up before him like a tender shoot, like a root out of dry ground. He had no beauty or majesty to attract us to him, nothing in his appearance that we should desire him. He was despised and rejected by man, a man of sorrows and familiar with suffering, like one from whom men hide their faces. He was despised, and we esteemed him not." I like that idea of a root from dry ground, because if you've ever thought about, like a dry lake bed or a desert or just a barren place, you don't expect to see vegetation, right? You expect to see tumbleweeds or a burnt forest, and then something comes up. I think it was amazing. I was at Pepperdine a few years ago after the wildfire there at Paradise, California, Malibu had destroyed everything, and all of the brush on all the mountains around Pepperdine was burnt away. And then the wildflowers came out. And they said it was the most beautiful spring they had ever had, because the wildflowers had been choked out by all of the brush. And now the brush was gone, they bloomed, and the mountains were just ablaze and alive with these beautiful wildflowers. You don't expect to see that coming out of barren ground. They thought, all the vegetation is gone and we won't see all of our green and our leafiness, and then they had wildflowers. Jesus came in an unexpected place. Nobody would have looked to the Jews. Nobody certainly would have looked to the Jews living in Galilee. Nobody would have looked in this little tiny town of Nazareth to the son of a carpenter and a woman who had been pregnant out of wedlock, who had a crazy story that nobody believed anyway. And yet it's from there, without anything wonderful, no heritage, no 6'4" and cleft chin and blue eyes, none of that. He just rose up, just an average, normal Jewish guy, despised, rejected, spit upon by the Roman soldiers, laughed at by the elite. And that's where the most beautiful thing in human history came from: God incarnate. So look for God in unexpected places. Mother Teresa went to the slums of Calcutta, and she said she could see God more clearly in the suffering and the dying there than in any of the halls of the cathedrals of Europe. We see God, we look for God in unexpected places, because in the dry and the barren place, a tender shoot, a root comes up.